YouTube, what's going on? It's your boy, Sleepy Buddha, back in the building for another Last Cloudia video. We were up late and now we are up early in order to take care of the news and check out what's going on because your boy Buddha's got some other business to deal with today. But we got a new character info reveal. We called it. Basically, the majority of the community was sold on the idea that we had a shift Gorm incoming. I wanted it to be Diamond Gorm, but it seems it is Crystal Gorm. Gorm the Crystal King is in the house, and I'm excited to see what he's bringing to the table. Now, this is one of the first videos in a while where I am going in blind. I haven't read any info on him. The most that I did do is see his sprite and see his skill animations. I can obviously tell I don't think they're orienting him to be an attacker, right? A DPS unit. So we're going to see what his kit actually brings to the table, and if they're able to spice it up in a sort of support slash tank role, which I suspect he's sitting in. Let's get into the video and see what our boy Gorm is bringing. His sprite is dope, man. So there he is, the old sprite, the OG, and there's his new sprite with the floating crystal swords, y'all. It's about one of the most badass things in any RPG when they've got swords floating around them. So there's Triple Blade with 6 hits. There's Have At Me with 8 and Gorm Extraordinaire with 12, which aren't terrible hit counts. Le Grand Bleu de Prince, is that what it was? Homeboy's sitting in a throne while his swords are just putting in work, bro. Ooh, and there's some support that he's giving out as well. So look at that artwork, the animations, the sprite, like the cool factor. This dude brings the cool factor into the game. Having this card in your arsenal and just being able to use his sprite and moves, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. So let's check out his traits while I'm fanboying over this guy. His first one, Protection de l'Amour, is how I think you say that. Battle start, apply the defended buff to ally with lowest max HP, excluding the unit, to boost HP and defense of 35% of unit's HP and defense before battle start. Lost if incapacitated. So, interesting. Very interesting. Right off the bat, he's coming in with a tank slash support style mechanic. I don't mind the idea of this at all, especially with these harder fights starting to dish out more damage. It's still not completely necessary, and we have units that can tank and also dish out damage. But for the players that don't have those units, right, I got to think of it from a macro stance. Not every new player or mid-game player or even late-game player is going to have all these units at their disposal. So this guy, I'm thinking of 2B, who was just right behind the corner. When you have all of her chips activated, she's actually sitting with a negative 15% to her HP. So this guy's trait could actually bring her back up to a pretty decent HP stat, which is important when surviving certain mechanics. In PvP, this might be very useful as well. Nice, nothing crazy. People are not going to be fans of this right off the gate because the majority loves their DPS, but I'm trying to be open-minded. Then we've got trait 2, Crystal Armor. Nullify, flinch from fire and ice magic. Okay. Physical damage taken minus 50%, but effect reduced 1% when attacked, and the effect recovers over time. So he's going to start by not taking a lot of damage with that minus 50%, but each hit or each attack, that's something to note. I think it's probably each hit it lowers by 1%, which is an issue. I mean, I'm thinking about Luxeus in Arena with 18 hits right there is minus 18%, but it's still minus 32% damage taken. So I'm thinking about Gorm surviving an Arena against a Lug S3, and those hits they just come so fast. And then how quickly does that effect recover over time? We don't know. So another defensive trait, we can see that this guy's bringing tank into the picture, which is what we suspected. So Just a lot of support and then reducing damage on his end with his traits. Reading the ability descriptions, we've got Skill 1, Triple Blade, Medium Area Ice Combo Attack. Skill 2 is Have at Me, Wide Area Ice Combo Attack, centered on one unit. Apply a physical damage taken minus 30% buff to unit, so become even more tanky with his Skill 2. And Skill 3, Gorm Extraordinaire, Frontal Medium Area Ice Combo Attack that launches enemies into the air, slightly restore HP to all allies. So we were wondering, I think, when speculating on this guy's typing, I was actually leaning toward the neutral element because that's what I think his OG form is. A lot of people were expecting ice. I didn't think Gorm would be bringing ice to the table, but obviously that's exactly what he's bringing to the table. So congrats to everyone who guessed that. His special Le Grand Bal du Prince, there we go. Powerful ice combo attack to all enemies and then restore HP and SCT 10 seconds for all allies. That was that restorative ability that we saw happen at the end of that animation. Nothing too crazy. Wide area ice combo attack centered on one unit. It's not long range, right? I'm always keeping my eye out for the next IGC3 Insta Clear unit. Wide area ice combo, or just combo attack in general, whenever it's a wide area, pretty much spans across the entire screen, so it has the potential to wipe out a lot of enemies at once. But I imagine Gorm's going to have to be like in range, and we're seeing that his damage, that I'm seeing 0 damage potential from this guy, but we still have to take a look at his ability board. And here we go. It looks like he's bringing a nice amount of unique skills to the game that are specific to him, of course. But starting with Medicine de la Mort. When an ally with the defended buff has 50% or less HP or less, use 50 MP to greatly recover that ally's HP only while unit is alive. That actually seems like a pretty nice support ability to be bringing to the table. It kind of stinks. Well, it's balanced that it's only on the one unit with the defended buff, because 50 MP is very costly. If Gorm was doing that for all units in the party, he'd be draining MP so quick as soon as you get like popped with a special from the enemy or big AoE attack. Then he's got Hide Behind Me. Physical damage taken minus 15% for ally with the defended buff, which is also nice. So he's buffing the hell out of whoever this defended buff is. So you may want to be strategic with who has the lowest HP, depending on if you're running this guy for some sort of reason. Love Reboot. When unit or ally with defended buff is revived, reapply HP defensive buff from the Protection de la Mort trait. They're full send on this defensive support buff from his trait on your party. So they're really focusing it down. Whoever Gorm blesses with this trait, they don't want that unit dying. So interesting. Gold Soul, little throwback to his old OG form. When close to death, very greatly recover HP, boost defense plus 100%, become more likely to be targeted by enemies. That's quite a buff. That's like the ultra tank version of Awaken. So I'm down. I'm down with it. Defense down evasion. Chance to nullify defense down debuffs inflicted by enemies' active skills. Sounds good. Maglion Shield. When taking ranged physical attacks, damage is reduced proportional to the distance of the attack. Very cool to see. As of course we have Maglion in the game, which is that distance offensive buff. Now we have the defensive equivalent. So this guy might be able to put in some serious tanking work in Arena, which is cool because we know Roy is running amok. Luke's S3 is usually at a range. Now we have A2 and Swimsuit Alice 2B who are running amok in Arena that are very close range, but in regards to the two mega threats, I'm excited at the prospect of Maglion Shield maybe just being able to flip the script on them. Then we've got Armor Mega Boost. Let's see what this is bringing. When armor is equipped, defense plus 20%, physical damage minus 10%, and damage taken from bosses minus 10%. So we know that usually the mega boosts for the offensive skills come with a damage cap raise. I would have really liked to see an HP cap raise from the armor mega boost. Very sad that they didn't include that. And looking at the stat increases, I don't notice anything standoutish. Yeah, real misplay from Idis with this skill because, of course, armor high boost is essentially the tier down from these boost skills relevant to the armor set. And this just gives that 20% defense and minus 10% received from bosses. All they added was 10%, minus 10% physical damage. Not a great, I mean, for Gorm, that's just going to stack on top of his already insane damage mitigation, so it's fine. Just sucks to see that they didn't kind of stick with the cap raising theme. Would have been really nice to see that HP cap increase, but you wish for things, sometimes they don't come true. Auto Fort he's got, which is continuous Fort effect. I believe, I need to confirm this right now. I think Fort is the defensive buff. Am I correct? It is. So Fast Fort gives us that plus 20% increase for 40 seconds, and then, yep, that's what we've got going on. So very nice. Oh, protection's minus 20% physical damage. That's good to know. So then he's just got a plus 20% permanent defensive buff on top of that. In terms of skills we have seen before, Guard, Vigilance, Heal Guard, Steel Guard, Guard Charge, HP up 3, Defense up max, Resolve up 3, Resolve up 5, Armor boost, Sword high boost, Doppelhander. Interesting, so they are giving him some damage cap with Doppelhander. Flanks, Royal Armor, Night Zone, Human Shield, Auto Brave, Auto Haste, Ice High Drive, and Indomitable Spirit. So he may be a little bit more of a bruiser. Listen, like he's full on tank, but he's already got more damage multipliers than like our boy Ruto, who is pure tank, 100% tank, 0% damage. Gorm might be able to be somewhat of a bruiser. Maybe if you're able to bring him up to damage cap, you know, he's an interesting prospect for Arena. He's our first general pool. I was going to say he's our general pool version of Ruto, of the Ice version. However, with things like Doppelhander, Sword High Boost, Ice High Drive, Auto Brave, I'm not mad at it. I like the prospect of maybe being able to tickle some of the bosses with some damage while you are also protecting the team, or not even really the team. This guy's meant to support one character with his trait. So he's not even a team tank. He's a tank in himself, maybe a little bit of a bruiser, and then also like an extreme defensive support for one other unit on the team. Very interesting how they have him designed. We're not going to be seeing anything in regards to DPS potential from this dude, but I don't mind this design, especially and hopefully if they're going to be introducing content that needs a little bit of support, which I now appreciate more. I've said it multiple times at this point, but from my Tower of Trials 81 through 90 run, Ruto actually came in and helped me survive long enough in order to deal the damage that I needed to do. So excited for this guy. Like I said in the beginning, he brings the cool factor. His art is incredible. The pixel art is insane. And who doesn't love floating swords attacking the enemies all around you? So I'm a fan. Won't be pulling for him, but I'm a fan. But what he does come with also is this dope looking arc, man. They just kill it with these general pool arcs. I'm excited to read this. We've got Divine Soldier Ganon, which is an SSR Ark. General will be added to the general pool as well. And the attribute is as follows. Fire and Dark. Physical attack damage taken minus 20%. Fire and Dark, you say? At battle start and upon revive, grants flinch resistance for 10 seconds? Already, the hype thing coming is this arc. Holy shit. Battle start, defense plus 100%. Chance to reduce defense boost by 1% when damage is taken. If defense boost is reduced to 0, apply a strength and int plus 50% buff for 20 seconds. It's a lot of temporary buffs coming with this arc, but it's designed for PvP. This is going to be one, I can almost guarantee you this is going to be one of the new meta PvP arcs based on everything that it's literally saying. First, minus 20% for dealing with Luxeus and Roy. And then at battle start, when you revive, grant flinch resistance for 10 seconds. So you get wiped once, you come back alive, you've got another 10 seconds of flinch resistance. Battle start defense plus 100% and chance to reduce defense boost by 1% when damage is taken. That's only a chance. It's not guaranteed like in Gorm's trait, but that's just there designed in order for you to tank that first onslaught of damage that's being thrown at you when a PvP match or an arena match starts. If that defense boost is reduced to 0, because it sounds like that it doesn't come back like Gorm's trait, it is lost once it's down to 0. We'll have to see what that chance of reduction is, but then you get a very sizable strength and int stat boost. And stat boosts are a lot more juicy when we're talking arena because of the way that they've changed the mechanics and DPS of arena. Stat boost, that's why Lug looks so good, because his what is it, God armor? No, it's not God armor, is it? It is God armor. The thing that gives plus 75% stats across strength, int, defense, and mind on Luxeus is part of the reasons why he is so incredible in arena. So plus 50% to strength and int is going to help deal some more damage for sure. Learnable skills. So I'm already loving this. I'm already loving the prospect of this in arena. I'm kind of dreading fighting it, but for someone who doesn't have Roy and suffers whenever I get clipped with a Roy S3, this sounds very nice to me. Learnable skills. We've got Special Shield, special damage from enemies, minus 10%. That'll help in Tower of Trials. Fast Stonewall, automatically activates Stonewall at the start of battle. Okay. Cloak of Majesty, damage taken from non-boss enemies, minus 10%. So another damage reducer. And Maglion Shield, it comes with as a teachable skill. Oh, buddy. I'm all for it. I'm all for it. And then Fort, which is the castable version of the buff, and defense up 4. Maglion Shield's the prize here. PvP Ark Central. They're trying to mitigate the meta a little bit. I don't know if minus 20% is going to be enough to stop the onslaught of Roy and Luxeus, but I like this direction. I like the step. I like everything that this arc entails, and I'm excited to see what it translates to in arena. Now, if I'm not wrong, I think they've now added some information into these videos. Some of you guys who have already seen this, yep, they did, because Barleen did mention in his latest beans that they were going to start adding the AER in these videos. So very excited. Let me like the video because I like the moves I'm seeing from Idis right now. At 100% Ark Ether, we've got the Warforged Hex Armor. Looks pretty damn cool to me. It's a 6-star armor. The trait is damage taken from critical attacks, minus 25%. Gives 400 HP, 272 defense, 15 resistance to both fire and dark, 0 status ailment resistances. It would have been nice if it got like some stun and some curse nils or resists. That would have been cool. But again, another armor piece designed for you to use on your tank or whoever you're trying to resist the onslaught of Lug and Roy. We've got that right here. Very funny, very obvious what they're doing here, but I love it. Very, very cool. So Gorm Crystalia is his official title. And I like what I'm seeing. Again, general pool unit, not DPS. So already this is one of the easiest skips, I think, of anyone's life who's playing the game right now. Give your wallets a break. Let this unit come to you. There is literally 0 reason. We get tickets on the regular for the general pool ticket banner, and while you're losing the rate up of trying to get this character, you literally have a chance to get him on every single banner that you pull from here on out. So save those crystals for the limited units, typically your collab units, which are the most rare and the hardest to get, and hope that on the off chance you will get this guy, he will come home to you. So even if you don't get whatever it was, you're walking away with something new. And this guy seems like he could be very interesting if you're very tired of the DPS standard. And hopefully as Idis introduces more features and battles that require some kind of support like this, and he may also be one of the keys in the puzzle to stopping rebalancing the Luxeus and Roy nuking in arena. he might be a very crucial key in that sense. So whenever you get more involved in Arena, if you're not already, you know, he could be a very fun and useful character to you. Like what they're doing, going against the status quo, but it seems like he is bringing a couple gimmicks and quirks that we haven't seen before in terms of defensive support. When it's appropriate, it will be nice. For the majority of the game, this is not a character that's going to help you early on. It's more end game, arena focus, and possibly harder, difficult, hard-hitting bosses that this guy's going to stand out. But there we go. I'm going to do a separate video on the news review and the 5-star unit buffs that are coming with tomorrow's update, so be on the lookout for that. Hope you enjoyed today's video. Let me know what you think of this guy. I'm just sold on him because of his design purely right off the gate, right out of the gate. So very cool to see Gorm get his upgrade in drip, if y'all know what I'm saying. With all that being said, that's all I got for you guys this time. Like and subscribe. Hit that bell notification so you know exactly when I post in case of emergency. Thank you all for bearing with me in this wonky time with limited daily posts. Some days I may not be able to get a video out. I just want to keep reiterating so you don't think that I've fallen off the face of YouTube if something like that happens. And I appreciate every single one of you. Y'all know what we say. Work hard, play harder. See you in the next video.